What's going on, beautiful people? Machiavelli Mills TV. So look, we're going to have some relationship segments on my channel now, right? Like I'm really going to hone in on some of these different things. So over the years, I've heard people doing things to spice up their relationship, right? I've seen people maybe role playing in the bedroom. I heard them say that they do that. And I've also heard about people bringing other people into the bedroom to spice up their love life. And I know a lot of individuals, a lot of young men, they get excited about having threesomes with a woman, right? They get excited about having two women in the bedroom with them, they woman and a whole nother woman, and they like the whole dynamic and what's this gonna do for them sexually. I want to say this. Me personally, I would never, ever, ever have a threesome with my girlfriend, with my lady, right? I wouldn't do that. Because especially if that woman that you have has never messed with another woman before. If that woman has never messed with another woman before, I think that you could be opening Pandora's box that you cannot close, right? I think that if you have a lady who's never engaged in a threesome and she starts to do that, she may start to like it a lot more than you expected her to do, a lot more than you want her to do. And it may turn into a situation where she starts seeing that woman without you even knowing about it. Going and meeting up with this woman behind your back and they start doing different stuff and you out here looking crazy, looking sad, crying in the car because another woman then stole your woman. And it's happened to a lot of guys before. I've heard stories about it, right? I also know people who have done these things and then the wife starts to really feel like she's into women more than she's into men. And then the man, if they married, the man feel like, oh my God, she gonna divorce me. Or if the dude, if he just has a girlfriend, he feeling like the world is coming to an end and his confidence as a man starts to decrease. And then he starts feeling unsure of himself, which then in turn makes the person's sex life terrible with the girl that they have. And then the woman might start drifting to the other woman that they've been messing with, right? So personally, I wouldn't do it, but to each his own. I personally would do that if I'm single, I'm having a good time or whatever. But once I'm in a relationship, I would never see me doing nothing like that. You know what I mean? Especially if you got a woman who has never engaged in them activities before. You might turn into a freak that you can't turn off. You might turn her into a freak that you can't turn off and be sitting here looking like Boo Boo the Fool crying at night. You know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of people have to understand that when you do certain things, some stuff is no coming back from. So you gotta understand what you're doing, and your lady gotta understand what they get into if you're gonna do that. I'm not telling people what to do. I'm just saying on my own time, I wouldn't do that. That's something I would do when I'm single and I'm having a good time and I'm just whatever. When I got a woman, nah, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if my woman has never engaged in those activities before. She could be a good girl and know what it is. Then another woman is doing something with her. She started to like it. She started to get a little bit more curious. And maybe she not even just messing with just that woman. She started trying to mess with other women behind your back. And then you found out about it in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a lot of riffraff that come with that lifestyle that I think a lot of people don't anticipate. A lot of men anticipate. A lot of men don't anticipate. A lot of men anticipate just having a good time, just getting pleasure to a whole nother level. They like the image of having two beautiful women around them that's naked and all of that. And they just feel like, oh my God, I feel like a king. I feel like I'm on the top of the world. And that's cool, right? That's cool. I ain't knocking that. But if you're going to do that, either you got to have a serious conversation with your woman about it and what can come out of it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to establish some boundaries, some guidelines. You know what I'm saying? Or might just decide that ain't for you. But I know if your woman ain't never did that before, you might want to not do that. I don't know. Because you just never know what could come from it. Seriously. I've known a woman, I swear, I know the woman who had a baby with a man. Had a baby with a man and all of that. They started having threesomes. She left the man and took the baby and went to the woman. Now, her and the woman that they were having threesomes with go together. They in a relationship together. While this man sitting here looking like, oh my God, he was just trying to get his freak on, and now he looking like, now I don't got no woman. The woman took my baby. They over there raising the baby with the woman they was having threesomes with, and it just seemed crazy and seemed wild. Now, it's just like, what the hell, you know what I mean? But I know somebody that's happened to. So With me, I'm a learner of experience, right? Not all just personal experience. I observe other people's situations and I see what went wrong and how I wouldn't want it to go wrong for me, and I take that on my own, right? I just know that, especially this too. Some people can do that. You can do whatever you want to do, right? I know I wouldn't do that, especially with a woman that I know ain't never been into nothing like that, ain't never did nothing like that, and now she turned out to the max. Now she liking women and she don't have no interest in you. Or she liking women more, like I said, she's liking women more than she's liking men, and your confidence decrease. Y'all sex life get terrible, which ultimately pushes her further out the door to say, bye fam, I'm finna go to this woman. Or even worse, sometimes when you bring that to a woman, you try to make her feel like you really want to have a threesome, you really want to do this, something you really want to do. She say, okay, cool. And then after that, she starts maybe coming to you and saying, well, how about us and another man? Saying something wild like that. You like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? You ready to fight and you ready to snap. But some women, I heard of a situation where a man did that with his woman, and the woman came back and saying, how about us and another man? Now you looking at your woman sideways like, damn, you more of a freak than I ever want. I don't want that type of freak now. You sound like you want to get penetrated by two dudes, and you're looking at your woman foul like, hey, you might be a little something else now. You might be something I don't want. You might be, you know what I mean? You find out some information about your lady you never wanted to find out because she feel like, well, now that you asked me to do that, let's return a favor. And you looking like, she got a fantasy about having two dudes at one time. Something crazy, right? So me personally, I wouldn't do nothing like that if I'm in a relationship. No, that's not a relationship activity for your boy. That's something you would do when you on your own, on your own time. You got some men that don't even like that type of stuff. They don't have a fantasy about two women. They like, nah, that ain't for me. I'm gonna leave that alone. But personally, I think that people got to be careful about the sex lives that they lead and certain stuff that they want to spice up the bedroom and all of that. It can go haywire for you. It could become chaotic, and now your whole world is turned upside down with nowhere to turn, man. That's just my opinion. Machiavelli Mills TV, y'all let me know what y'all think about this topic. I'm gonna start talking about other different things too, showing y'all some other different things, aspects of my life, being my kids having fun or whatever, and so on and so forth, and talking about a host of different things on this channel, man. I'm out. Peace.